Hello my scholars, welcome to my school channel. Right here we're tackling 2018 JAMB past questions for the subject English. Don't go anywhere, stay with us and we'll be right back. Welcome back to my school channel. So in this video clip we'll be attempting question 1 to 20. However, question 1 to 5 comes with a passage, so I would advise you read the passage carefully. You can read the passage by going to the link in the description below. It takes you to my school website. There you have the full passage where you can read, or you can pause this video as it is being displayed on the screen. Read, don't forget to read properly for a better understanding. So moving on to question 1. According to this passage, it gives the child great pleasure. So in these questions, we are trying to see what actually gives the child pleasure. Option A, for daddy to see the tower he has built. Option B, to destroy the tower himself. Option C, to see his tower accidentally destroyed. Option D, to be helped to destroy the tower. Now the answer to this question is option B, to destroy the tower himself. We see that in this passage, the child labors so hard to build a tower and he enjoys breaking it down or destroying it all at once or immediately after he must have built the tower. So option B is the correct answer to this question. Question 2. What other feeling does the child derive from the thought of his tower apart from pleasure? Option A, strength. Option B, anxiety. Option C, pity. Option D, depression. The answer to this question is strength. And now, why is that so? We've learned in this passage that the child likes to build a tower and then destroy it almost immediately after building. And we've also learned that it does this from a personal experience as a child who would fall down because of his feeble legs. Now, he derives pleasure from this and also he derives strength from it, because at the end of the passage, we see that it makes him feel stronger to know that there's somebody weaker. And we see that somebody weaker in quotes implies the little sister. So option A, strength, is the final answer to this question. Question 3. How does the author try to explain this destructive stage? Option A, it is the last stage in child development. Option B, the child wants to displease his parents. Option C, it grows out of the child's recent experiences of sudden falls. Option D, the child is just going through a destructive stage. The answer to this question is option C. Why? Because the writer tries to explain this by creating a sort of supposition of a child's destructive personality born out of the child's personal experience of always falling down at the very time when he wants to stand with his feeble legs. So the answer to this question is option C. Question 4. The expression must kick it and make it collapse in this context means option A is forced to kick it and demolish it. Option B is obliged to kick it and make it collapse. Option C cannot resist the urge to demolish it. Option D ought to kick it and make it collapse. The answer to this question is C. Option C cannot resist the urge to demolish it. Now, why is this so? We see that in the passage, the mother's advice is to leave the tower and not destroy it, or leave the tower and wait for daddy to see it. But the child's inability to obey the mother's advice or heed to the mother's instructions shows that the child is unable to resist the urge of destroying the tower. So the answer to this question is option C. Question 5. In the passage, manic pleasure means option A, pleasure. B, childish pleasure. C, unlimited pleasure. D, human pleasure. The answer to this question is option C, unlimited pleasure. Why is this so? Manic here means wild, violent, and this explains why it is unlimited, because unlimited means not restricted, does not have limits. So option C is the correct answer to this question. So I would advise you take practice questions with our simulated JAMB CBT past questions. All you need to do is click on the link in the description below where it takes you to my school website. There you can download Myschool mobile app for your Android phones or Myschool software for your computers and laptops. So go ahead and download and start practicing. Now, moving on to question 6. However, question 6 to 10 comes with another passage. So you would have to go to the link in the description below where it takes you to my school website. There you can read the passage carefully, or you could pause this video to read as it is being displayed on the screen. Now, do not forget to read carefully for better understanding. Now, moving on to question 6. From the way the story ended, it can be concluded that the option A, lamb did not survive the encounter. Option B, wolf and lamb parted amicably. Option C, wolf had encountered the lamb's parents. Option D, lamb offended the wolf quite seriously. Now, the answer to this question is option A. The lamb did not survive the encounter. And how do we know this? In the passage, we see the last sentence. We see that the wolf garroted. The verb used was garroted. Garroted means to kill. So the wolf garroted the lamb. So the answer is option A. It did not survive the encounter. I believe you are enjoying this content. If so, do not forget to hit the like button, click on the subscribe button, and tap on the bell notification to get informed as soon as we release the next videos. Question 7. The expression "when this excused failed him" suggests that the option A, wolf only made up the charges levied against the lamb. B, lamb was more intelligent than the wolf. C, lamb was prepared for the charges levied against him. D, wolf was uncertain of the charges leveled against the lamb. The answer to this question is option A. Now, why is that so? We see that in the passage, the thought of the wolf was revealed to us in the sense that it was trying to look for a pretext or a reason to devour the lamb. So having this knowledge from the start, we see that this expression is directed to the wolf. It was filled by the excuse given by the lamb. So option A is the answer. Wolf only made up the charges levied against the lamb. Option A is the correct answer to this question. Question 8. The charges levied against the lamb are option A, wandering, insolence and disrespect. Option B, exuberance, pollution, wickedness and stubbornness. Option C, garrulity, loquacity, pride and arrogance. Option D, pollution, insolence, obstruction and aggression. The answer to this question is option D. Now, let's quickly analyze the charges levied against the lamb. The first one was muddying the water. Now, this implies pollution. The second one was that the lamb's father insulted the wolf, and that is insolence. Insolence means disrespect or to be rude. The third charge levied against the lamb was that it took so much of the parts where the wolf walked. Then the fourth charge levied against the lamb was that it was accused of being as imprudent as his father was, who seized him by the neck, and as a result of this, it was locked in a cage for 3 months. So we see that this gives a summary of, option D gives a summary of all I have explained, or all these charges: pollution, insolence, obstruction, and aggression. Option D is the correct answer. Question 9. The expression angry tone and terrible aspect refers to the wolf's A, sonorous voice and overbearing attitude. Option B, towering size and thunderous voice. Option C, loud voice and threatening movements. Option D, harsh voice and menacing posture. Now, the answer to this question is option D, harsh voice and menacing posture. Why is this so? We see that angry voice here would imply harsh voice. It could also mean the voice is loud, but then threatening movement does not support terrible aspect, because threatening here means anxious. So we see when you talk about terrible aspect, we are talking about something that is a threat, and we see that menacing posture has to do with a threat of danger. So harsh voice and menacing posture is the correct answer to this question. Question 10. Which of the following aptly describes the moral of the story? Option A, the sins of the forefathers are visited upon the children, no matter how long it takes. Option B, if you have made up your mind to hang your dog, any rope will do for the purpose. Option C, the law is weak in defense of the poor against the rich and mighty. Option D, no matter how highly placed he is in society, the unmindful lawbreaker would always meet his nemesis. Now, the answer to this question is option B. If you have made up your mind to hang your dog, Any rope will do for this purpose. Now, let's quickly do a recap of the story. We see the story is about a wolf who wants to devour the lamb, but then he's trying to create a reason to do this. Whether justifiable or not, he wants to have a reason to kill the lamb. But then all the charges alleged against the lamb is able to justify himself, but still, at the end of the story, we see that he eventually killed the lamb. Now, this tells us that whatever it is you want to do, once you've made up your mind you want to do it, you need little or no reasons to do what you want to do. So we see that option B carries this interpretation or this moral lesson, as I have just said. If you have made up your mind to hang your dog, any rope will do for the purpose. Option B is the correct answer. Question 11. Choose the option that best completes this gap. I'll find time for my dash when I get dash with difficult assignments. Option A, past time / over. Option B, past time / over. Option C, past time / through. Option D, past time / through. The answer to this question is option D, past time / through. Pastime here is an activity you do regularly for enjoyment. Now, get through is to pass through a difficult experience or situation. Option D is the correct answer. I'll find time for my pastime when I get through with this difficult assignment. Question 12. After so many trials, the experiment dash. Option A, paid up. Option B, paid for. Option C, paid out. Option D, paid off. Now, in these options, we see that they are all phrasal verb, and they have meanings that are different from the words in isolation. So the answer to this question is paid off, because paid off means to become worthwhile or to produce benefits, as opposed to option A, paid up, which means fully paid, paid for, to exchange for something. Option D is the correct answer to this question. Question 13. Choose the option that best completes the gap. The chairman refused to shake dash with the secretary. Option A, hand. Option B is hand. Option C, hands. Option D is hands. Now, the correct answer to this question is option C, hands. Shake hands. So when you shake hands with someone, you take their right hand into yours, and then you move it up and down slightly. So option C is the correct answer to this question. The chairman refused to shake hands with the secretary. Question 14. Choose the option that best completes the gap. Wherever the leader went, people struggled to catch a dash of him. Option A, glimpse. Option B, look. Option C, view. Option D, picture. The answer to this question is glimpse, which means a brief look. However, all these words may fit in. Option B, C, and D may fit in grammatically, but contextually they are not correct. That is, every word has its own or carries its own unique meaning. So thanks to context and or words that relates to a particular happening or situation, we can justify that every word is unique on its own. So glimpse can be synonymous, but it is not actually the same. So option A, glimpse, is the correct answer to this context and to this question. Wherever the leader went, people struggled to catch a glimpse of him. Question 15. Choose the option that best completes the gap. Mrs. Okoro dashed in this school since 1975. Option A, taught. Option B, has been teaching. Option C, was teaching. Option D, is teaching. The answer to this question is option B, has been teaching. Now, why is that so? Now, let's look at the sentence structure we have since 1975. Now, this tells us that it is from a specific time in the past. So the type of tense we are looking to fill in this question is that is associated with the present perfect continuous tense. Now, in the present perfect continuous tense, it is an action that happened in the past or begins in the past but ends in the present. Now, we know that a present perfect continuous tense has the verb elements such as been plus a verb and ing, or have been a verb plus ing. So it's either has or have, then the verb takes ing. That tells us that it is a present perfect continuous tense. Now let's look at the options. We see that has been the verb plus ing. This is the correct answer to the question. Mrs. Okoro has been teaching in the school since 1975. Do you know that there are several solution providers readily waiting to answer all of your questions? All you need to do is click on the link in the description below. It takes you to my school website. There you can ask all of your questions, and solutions will be provided to you within a short period of time. Now, moving on to question 16. Choose the option that best completes the gap. I was seriously disappointed when the dash between the two themes ended in a goalless draw. Option A, match. Option B, match. Option C, match. Option D, match. Now, the answer to this question is option C, match. It means a competitive sporting game or sporting activity. As opposed to option A, for example, match, it's a rhythmic kind of walking or that is associated with parade or protest or rally and so on and so forth. But then when we talk about match, it has to do with sports, and we see in the context it has to do with two themes, a goalless draw. So option C is the correct answer. I was seriously disappointed when the match between the two themes ended in a goalless draw. Do you have better explanations, solutions, or steps to any of those questions? If so, feel free to use the comment section below. Indicate the questions and the solutions you would like to share. Question 17. Choose the option that best completes the gap. The young man looked carefully at the long document, but he couldn't make dash what it meant. Option A, up. Option B, out. Option C, off. Option D, through. Now, when you look at this question, you see that we are trying to complete the sentence with the appropriate preposition, and then ultimately we are getting the correct phrasal verb. Now, make out is the correct answer. Option B, make out. Make out simply means to understand something, to designate, to discern, or to draw up. So that's what it means. As opposed to through, make through, which means to survive. Make up, which is to apply cosmetic on your face or to invent or create a story or that. Option B is the correct answer to this question. The young man looked carefully at the long document, but he couldn't make out what it meant. Option B is the correct answer to this question. Question 18. Choose the option that best completes the gap. While the worshippers closed their eyes in prayers, a thief made dash with the collection. Option A, away. Option B, up. Option C, by. Option D, through. Now, in this question, we've been asked to fill in the gap with the correct proposition as provided. The answer to this question is option A, away. Made away. To make away is to steal. So in this context, we see that to steal is the appropriate term to be used in this question. While the worshippers closed their eyes in prayer, a thief made away with the collection. Question 19. Choose the option that best completes the gap. If you keep playing with this door handle, it will get dash. Option A, lose. Option B, lose. Option C, loosed. Option D, losing. Now, option A, lose, means to make less tight. Option B, lose, means to cease to be in one's possession. Okay, so we have loosed, which can function as the past tense or past participle of the word lose. Now, losing, ing, continuous verb tense of the word lose. We see that we have the main clause and then the subordinate clause, which carries will. This is a future tense, and in a future tense like this, the verb that follows it should be a past participle. And don't forget that I said that lose can function as the past tense as well as the past participle of lose. So lose, to make less tight, is the answer to this question, but in its past participle form. Option C is the correct answer to this question. If you keep playing with this door handle, it will get loosed. Option C is the correct answer. Question 20. Choose the option nearest in meaning to the underlined. For all he cared, the game was as good as lost. Option A, he did not care if the game has lost. Option B, he could not care less if the game was lost. Option C, he was almost certain that the game would be lost. Option D, he was afraid the game would be lost. Option C is the correct answer to this question. Now, why? First of all, for all he cared means not interested. He is not interested or he doesn't care. Now, the game was as good as lost. As good as lost tells us there's a comparison between the game and a lost. Okay, so This statement is a conclusive statement. It is not conditional. So that is why option C is the correct answer to this question. We are not picking option B because a condition have been placed with if. But option C, it was almost certain that the game would be a loss, was a conclusive statement. Option C is the correct answer to this question. We've come to the end of this segment, and I believe you enjoyed this content. Do not forget to hit the like button, click on the subscribe button, and tap on the bell notification to get informed as soon as we release the next videos.